Welcome to M3 Tech Talk, a new podcast brought to you from Tri-North Studios. M3 Tech Talk features Moz Bros, MedTech, and Mystic Mike, three streamers on Mixer and Twitch who deep dive into the details about their hardware behind their streams. We'll talk about their cameras, their PCs, the audio, their software and hardware that runs everything they do. Currently, this podcast is not sponsored by any of the brands that we may mention as we talk about our streams or our gaming setups. If you would like to be a future guest on M3 Tech Talk, or if you have any questions or just want to reach out and tell us how we're doing such an awesome job, please feel free to send us an email at m3@trinorthstudios.com. That's the letter M, the number 3 at trinorthstudios.com.
What's up, everyone? Mystic Mike here. Unfortunately, Sphinxy was unable to join us today for this podcast, so I'll be doing the lovely intro. Today, we're going to take a different turn and talk about DMCA, or Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and give our input on it, as well as some maybe advice for you and kind of experiences that some of us have had. So taking it away, we'll throw it over to Moss because he probably has the most experience in this area.
Because I got concerns. I don't know how I feel about this whole DMCA stuff on Twitch. And I think that there's a lot of conversation that needs to be had here. First of all, Digital Millennium Copyright Act is basically the copyright act that governs all music on the internet or on the radio or basically anywhere else. It's all under that copyright. So if you're using copyrighted material that falls under the DMCA, you are technically liable for anything that comes towards you. This happens on YouTube, Twitch, anywhere, basically anywhere. If you do anything on anywhere, if you use someone else's music, they need to get paid for that music. So this affects everything that we do as content creators. We create content. We use other people's stuff. Mostly, we assume they're cool with it. Clearly, it turns out that they're going to be a lot less cool with it now. Right off the bat, any licensed music, we're talking Spotify, Google Music. What else? What are there? Is there a bunch? Does anyone remember any of these?
Spotify, Google Music,
Apple,
iTunes.
Pandora's still around?
I think so. I don't know.
Napster.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Any one of those services. It's like I'm literally Googling Napster now. I'm like, are they still a thing?
I don't know if they're a thing anymore.
I don't think so.
Now I need to know. Now we're looking it up. Napster.com.
This is all their fault.
Yeah, so they're real still as well, and they got a coronavirus policy. Moving on. Moving on. Back to DMCAs. Any of those music services are basically technically not a license that allows you to play it for public performance, which is basically what our Twitch streams are and our YouTube videos are. Public performance is a lot more expensive. If I was going to go buy a license, it's going to cost me a lot of money. If I want to play someone's song all the way through, I need to pay that artist. That's going to cost me a lot of money. From a streamer's perspective, playing licensed music can get very costly in a very short amount of time, and I feel like it's time that there's a solution for that.
I agree, yeah.
And I feel like Mike and I have been trying to find the answers to our questions about what we can and cannot do as far as licenses go. And we're getting a lot of runaround. We're getting a lot of questions not answered, and a lot of emails that have not been responded to recently. We're trying to figure out what we can do, what options we have, and what licenses we can pay for to be allowed to use music. We also need to find out a way to stop people from DMCA copywriting or stating that we're going against that act. That'd be another.
We want to be able to play music that we enjoy rather than just the generic royalty-free music, because a lot of it, not to say it's not bad, it's not good. Like, there are some that I really enjoy that I've never would have found, but I like my Oasis and I like my Nirvana and Foo Fighters and all those guys.
Background music.
I want to sing.
Background music is a lot more, a lot, and it can be, it can be generic music from like Pretzel Rocks. They do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. What's the other one?
I got Monster Cat.
Monster Cat's out there throwing up copyright music. There's Harris Heller, that guy's copyright thing.
Yep.
Stream Beats.
And then his stuff still got taken down. I just want to point that out. And he had to actually send a contract to people that they have to sign to state that it's royalty-free music and they're using it.
Yeah, he's sending out an email license for everybody.
Right, that's awkward. But again, I mean, we need to find a solution for this. We need to be able to figure out a way that, we can still be respectful to artists. And if it's going to cost us a fee, we need to know how much it's going to cost us.
So let me just get this straight. He makes his own beats. He owns all the rights to it, right?
Correct.
So who is sending a copyright takedown then? If it's his, wouldn't he have to be the one to do it?
No, you still have to be. He's going to do a license so that no one accidentally reports anything. So it's basically going to take Twitch off the
studio,
whitelist.
actually. Yep.
Okay, so basically anyone could go and report a DMCA on someone, and they don't even have to have the rights to it.
Yeah.
That's
anybody can claim it.
It's such a flaw of the
happens
system.
To me on YouTube, a lot of it.
Yeah,
like 130 of them.
Mep's got some stories on YouTube that are just nightmarish.
Nightmare. Yep, same person or same company. There was a company out of Brazil. I forgot the name of it. I can look it up. And the same one or two companies that I found out later were the same people just would go around and just randomly claim different songs that I had rights to through, I think it was audio blocks at the time. I forgot. Now video blocks or something now. But I had a license for all the songs that I was using on them. And they were just little clips, little 10, 20, 30-second clips of music that they would claim. And I had to fight every one of them. And it's a great scam when you think about it, because if they win or if they're unchallenged, which I imagine a great percentage of the people don't challenge it, they get all the pennies from those, from those ads and everything, or they get paid from that. So you count up a whole lot of pennies, you get a lot of dollars, and a lot of dollars makes thousands of dollars, and so on and so forth. So they're going for just mass claiming on everything. And I went through every single one of them. And as they came up, I would do it. It turned out to be, I think, 133 over the course of 2 months, until I finally tried to get in touch with YouTube, and there's nobody over there that's going to even respond to you. So couldn't whitelist it, couldn't do anything. And the people from Audio Blocks were amazing. I'd had to report it to them, copy everything, send them an email, do all the research, fill out a form, send it to them. 133 times got a little bit crazy.
Monotonous.
So finally, that's one of the main reasons I left YouTube. Actually, moved over to Mixer when it did at the time, because there was just nothing. There was just no recourse at all. It just kept going on and on and on and on.
And see, that's ridiculous that any company can you should have to the onus should be on the owner of the actual music to prove that they actually own the rights. It shouldn't be on me as the
my
user.
main question is, how could you have 3 or 4 people claiming the same song? Doesn't everything have only one owner?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, Moss would know more about that.
Yeah, definitely not. There can be several owners, and one of them can make a claim to it, right?
Yeah.
There's multiple collaborations in the world, so that's.
I meant one each company. You have different companies.
Technically, it should be the same, but it depends on who's representing who, right?
Yeah.
On collaborations, you never know.
But you'd have the songwriter he could have been loaned out from a different company or a different label.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. There's a lot of songs that are written by some guy that are not sang by that guy. Right. So there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen there.
Okay.
And then rights change hands. And again, it's still copyrighted music one way or the other.
When you start defending the same piece of music for the 100th time, it gets a little crazy.
I hear you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
So for our Tri-North M3 stuff and all of that, all the music's done by me, right?
Yeah.
All of that music is technically copyrighted, right? So if somebody used that music in their YouTube video, I could definitely do the exact same thing to that person that you've had done to you, which is fascinating.
And then
and that's
someday when Moss leaves,
you have the right.
Little background music for a podcast.
Yeah.
Right. But then you haven't done that.
Too.
You would do it just one time. You wouldn't go forth. And then once that's proven over and over and over again, YouTube users, hopefully they would be able to look at it and say, hey, this guy's got the same claim in for the same exact song by the same exact people over 100 times. This is ridiculous already.
There's no way that this guy's song is that popular.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And once I proved I had rights already, why don't I just say, okay, Neptech Gaming has rights for this song, done. And that's what we were trying to get done, but they would never put anything whitelisted. So
yeah, no, and then so the other thing is, I mean, let's add more injury to the moment. So Mike and I are Canadian.
Yeah.
Meptech wishes he was. So we have to work with the licensors of music, SOCAN, to find out what we can do in Canada to be protected against DMCA attacks.
Yeah.
What does SOCAN stand for, out of curiosity?
I don't know. It's the Songwriters Music Association of Canada. I don't know what it actually stands for, and I don't want to Google it.
It's something like that. It's the Songwriters Organization of Canada. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the songwriters, guys.
Yeah.
They basically are the team that distributes royalties for any music that's done. It's Canadian.
Yeah. And now they're combined with
royalties.
IntDam or something like that. IntDM.
I mean, technically, but SOCAN still is what it is.
Yeah.
It'll always still be what it is. And then, you know, you have ASCAP over on the US side. There's a couple others out there as well, but they all work together.
Yeah.
So usually ASCAP. But I mean, the problem is right now we're trying to figure out, and I have representatives at SOCAN, and they've basically not got back to me on what I can or cannot do on my stream and what I can license if I need to buy a license. So the current path to resolution on this situation is just don't use copyrighted music. But if you want to, the answer is you don't know what you can do either. So now we're stuck in this moment. Twitch did not help anything by sending out their thing, not saying anything whatsoever about how you can correct this or what you need to do to, you know, use copyrighted music. They just said, we're going to start taking stuff down. And it's like, cool.
Yeah. And then they're going after
thanks.
past VODs, past clips, and you only like your last 30 days of VODs stay in the system that you can see. But people are getting hit from like 2014, 2017, but they can't delete those VODs.
And the clips.
And the clips, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just ridiculous.
It's a little much. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
What is the answer? How do we use all of this stuff?
Well, so right now we're assuming you're going to have to pay a license, right?
Yep.
I mean, you'd have to do an all-in-one license. I'm not going to I'm not going to pay for every song that I play on my stream. Not to the 8 people that may be listening to it as background music. I'm sorry. It's just not how. That's not how it's going to work. I don't want to sit there, and I also don't want to pay $300. I'm going to be honest.
Now I know with the one I got through ASCAP, it's a digital license. Like it's hard to find. Like you have to actually go to their facts just to find it, and it's listed under like Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and a few others. And the way they charge you is basically you have to tell them in 1 year how many impressions your site gets, an estimate basically, and one other stat as well, impressions, and I can't remember what the other one was, how many songs you might play during that time, I guess. I think what it was. And then based on that number, they bill you. Like the minimum one is like 2 million to like 3 million impressions, and it's like 296 American just for that license. And according to them, I don't need a sync license, but it's something we're still looking into. So don't take that as that's all you need to get and you're covered, because you might need other ones as well.
And I think that's my criticism overall is like they could have at least helped people at the same time to say, we're going to start taking things down. Here's what you need to do to, you know, correct this going forward, or here's the options you guys have. And Twitch didn't do that. And it threw everything kind of into a turmoil. Everyone kind of got more freaked out than anything else, right?
Yeah.
And Mixer, I mean, just the same. People get freaked out because, I mean, I worry about copyright music. I worry about DMCA stuff because, again, I'm in that industry.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a big deal. I won't want to have that reputation. But at the same time, I mean, there's got to be a way around it. We need to figure that out. And I hope somebody comes up with something that's, you know, affordable for streamers to be able to do that. I know YouTube's a tough one because the content varies from video to video. Not all of the videos are stream videos and things like that, but I mean, at least our streams should be able to have music. That's my statement.
I think the biggest thing that really irks me as well is that Twitch has an ASCAP license that is supposed to cover any of their users uploading or playing copyrighted music. Like this is straight from ASCAP. They told me, and even if you go search, if you type in DMCA in Twitch, it'll say they have an ASCAP, a BMI, they have all these licenses in place. And according to them, it's supposed to cover their users uploading any copyrighted music. But the thing is they, depending on what kind of license they have, they might have to pay, like say I play a Third Eye Blind song or whatever. Well, then whatever the royalty is for that song, they might have to mark that down and then pay out of their pocket, I'm guessing, is how it would work.
Well, I mean, realistically, though, I mean, that covers Twitch. That doesn't cover you, right?
No, but according to, if you talk to them, it says it covers their users on their platform to upload music with upload videos with copyrighted music. So it says they're users. Now we're users, are we not?
Yeah, but it'd be an upload to their system, right? We're still broadcasting out, though.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, so your statement is correct, right? Because we're basically you were uploading to their servers. So they're going to be held liable because they're holding copyrighted material just as much as we are, right?
Exactly.
So they have their license to basically store that information. They don't have a license to broadcast it out because they don't need one. We do. Yeah.
See, and I think that'd be something if Twitch got together with them and said, hey, this is how many users we have. This is what we have. What kind of license can we look at? And then they throw it back at the users and say, for $20 a month or $10 a month or whatever, it'll cover you to play so many songs. Like pick out of, and then they have in their database, like they make their own kind of like Spotify, but it'd be like, I don't know, Twitchify or something, where we can pick music that they have license to that we're allowed to play, but you have to pay like a certain amount a month. Like, I mean, let's be honest, most of us probably have Amazon Prime, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay for it twice. I have the American one and the Canadian one just because
I'm with you.
Yeah. So I mean, I would pay another $20 a month or $10 a month if it included a license to allow me to play music. Like, it'd be worth it in the end of the day. I think so anyway, personally.
Yeah, but then I have to wonder. So here's where I'm curious, because like Pretzel Rocks and all those other, Monster Cat things and all those that are trying to push themselves now that this moment has just happened.
Yeah.
Those companies are trying to squeeze in a business there somehow. But I don't want to listen to that music.
Yeah.
I don't think other people on my stream care about that music. It's not just noise, right? I don't want just noise. I want music I can listen to.
Yeah. Stuff you can sing to.
And I don't know. I feel like if they didn't try to find a way to do licensed music for streamers, then maybe it's more complicated than we're aware of, right?
That's true, yeah.
Because right now, I mean, if Pretzel Rocks could do like licensed music and just had a fee for that, I mean, how many of us would jump on board with that immediately?
Well, I pay for Pretzel Rock right now to get better sound quality and get rid of like certain things. Like, I don't have to have the automatic message that pops up, and I think it's like $10 a month or something I pay.
Yeah. So then, okay, so if it's $10, but even if it was like, say, $30 a month, I'd pay that.
I'd pay that, yeah.
Right. So someone needs to come up with an option for us, because people would pay it if we wanted it. If we don't want it, we won't pay for it.
You got to think too, how many streamers are there?
Pay for it.
Yeah, how many streamers are there? It's no shortage of us these days.
No,
there's way more.
There's some of us trying to find other new platforms to stream on because they don't care about the other platforms. So we have platforms upon platforms upon platforms to stream on. It's amazing.
So right now, as of 2019, Twitch has 5.6 million streamers. So say only only 1% was to pay $30 a month, they'd still be making a killing.
I am never going to be a big streamer.
You are.
Well, that's not 5.6 million partners. That's all streamers. That's
5.6 million streamers. Where do you think mine fits in the 5.6 million?
Well, if we sit there, we figure out who's like I would call, this sounds horrible, a real streamer versus somebody who has potential, to make it. Your stream is beautiful. It's pretty enough. It's well done. Production values there.
But secretly, wouldn't you want to know where you fit in the 5.6 million spectrum?
You can actually.
Isn't that just one of those numbers you just want to know?
You can. There's sites for that.
Yes, you can find out where you rank.
Yeah.
Out of the 5.6 million people or streamers.
Out of all streamers, you are number.
It's one of those numbers like
912,000.
Right. You want to know it, but you really don't want to know it.
Right.
Yeah, I would want to know.
Because you're thinking about it. It's like, maybe I'm on the top end of that spectrum.
You're the top 1 million streamers.
Yay.
Because even the top 25% of that is still ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That's still millions of people.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Anyway.
Thank you for the press, Moss.
Right. Good times. Good times.
It might not be as bad as you think. We're
never going to make it.
I'm like 225,000 out of that.
That's right. We'll just look at the Mixer numbers and you'll feel a little better on the spectrum.
Damn right I will.
Ooh.
It's okay. What can I say? He follows for follow. No?
No.
All right.
I do giveaways.
Ouch.
Giveaways for follows.
Giveaways for follows. There it is.
Yeah.
Secret to success.
Yeah, secrets to followers.
Also, a beard helps. I learned that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Beards are all
and Mystic Mike over here.
You need a beard and you need a little bit of gray.
Yeah, I'm not working on. I got the gray.
Yep.
I don't have the beard.
It's a secret to success right now. You're right.
It is.
Interesting.
Hands down.
And my quarantine hair is looking good too.
Yeah, you're getting there. Mine, because I wear the headphones, I got the Steel Series or whatever.
Yeah.
It blocks the curls coming out the back of my hat.
Nice.
because it's like it's growing, man. It's like curling
Mine
right
are
up to my
growing
head.
out
again.
the back of my
It's-
head and starting to come back around. It's like a hand grenade went off on top of my head.
Oh
It's a
god,
little much. Are we still on the topic of DMCA?
we
Yes.
are still on the topic of DMCA because I think the main
If
reason
60 was here, we would be.
we would be, yeah. But I think the main reason this came to life is because of the quarantine, because the Twitch is seeing like a huge influx of people watching. So now the record companies, what is it, Universal and Warner Brothers, are like, ooh, crap, we're losing out on money. Let's go after these poor people that are streaming that barely have anything. 'Cause, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like they're gonna get any money from us. We're just gonna delete the VOD or delete the clip or
Well, you
get
can't
banned.
get money from people just starting out, right? People that put money into their streams, you know, like Mike, Meptech, myself, we put money into our stuff, right? So
Yeah.
if there was a way that we thought we could add value to, like by buying a license to be able to play licensed music on our stream, we'd be there in a heartbeat.
If it made
Right?
sense,
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, if it made sense.
So
But you know, not everyone's like us, right?
Yeah.
Not only not everyone would sit there and be like, "Is that worth it?" And they're missing out on that potential, you know, anything. And I think that that's a mistake. I think that playing music in the background of streams, I think if you were doing a music stream, take the shit down.
Yeah.
100%, just take it down.
Be gone.
But if you're there for the music and you're not there for something else, then take it down. But I mean, if you're there to put background noise in and something you want to hear and something that people can sing along to here and there in the background here and there,
Yep.
come on. Who's it
I
hurting?
wonder how this is going to affect people who do like cover songs and things like actual music streams, like you just said, or DJ streams, like
There's
you know,
rules.
you go on the Illcat. There's a bunch of them.
They're technically
Yeah.
not allowed on Twitch, technically, according to their own
I'm talking about
guidelines.
a lot of my mixer too. So
Yeah.
Hold on, where is it? I have the rules up.
'cause I'm curious as to how that would work, especially on Mixer.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
I'll
People are
mix yourself.
thinking they're safe on Mixer right now because they're like, oh, well, it's only Twitch. Yeah, well, it's just because they haven't gone after the Mixer yet. They're working on the big
Well, you're
names
safe
first.
until it inconveniences Microsoft, then it becomes a problem.
Exactly. Now, if Microsoft was smart with Mixer, they would be the first one to lead the charge in this, and then they would probably
Mhm.
you'd probably see another big migration from Twitch to Mixer
Right.
again.
Incorporate Google Play or something.
Yeah, Google Play,
Somehow.
like, or what was Zune? Bring back the Zune music.
There you go. Bring back the Zune.
I think you're the
That
only
is-
person who's ever said those words.
That is the one thing I never thought I'd hear on a tech podcast.
Seriously.
That hurt a little.
Come on,
Bring back
Microsoft,
the
bring
Zune.
back Zune music. We need it. It tied in with
That's a
Mixer.
one-man crusade right there.
Yeah.
Come on, Zune, you could save Mixer.
But what will save Zune?
They've been asking that question for a while now.
Yeah,
Probably like 20 minutes after they released it.
he pretty much, yeah. I think I had a Zune player for a little while, and then
Yeah.
I couldn't even
What
figure out
about
how to
life?
put music on it, and I was like, I'm done with this.
So Twitch Sings is still covered
Yep.
because they
Okay.
get the rights beforehand.
Yep.
Also covered is cover songs, provided that their songs are performed to the accuracy as intended by the songwriter,
Okay.
which is still my favorite line in the entire article.
So are
And
you
who
saying
determines that?
if I find a playlist, because I have a playlist on Google Plays where it's all cover bands playing like Oasis, Nirvana, stuff like that, that's allowed?
No, so they have
Okay.
a license from the songwriter to do the song, but you still don't have a license to broadcast it.
Oh, when you say cover, it's like if I'm covering them, like if I'm
If
the one
I
singing.
perform,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I have to be the performer. So if I played my guitar on stream and played like, you know, Wonderwall, because who the fuck doesn't want Wonderwall?
Exactly.
Right. So if I did that and I did it completely close enough to the way Oasis did it, sure, they'll allow that.
So say
But if I try to do some fancy piano version that's like slow and like really crazy and stuff, they'd say, no, that's not close enough to that. And they can still take it down.
Interesting.
now
It's
say
amazing.
could you record yourself doing a cover and then play that?
No.
No, okay. I was gonna say let's just get
Yeah.
together and we'll record a bunch of songs.
Because it's still broadcasting out, and we're covered not
And
to
I didn't-
broadcast
You didn't
it,
get the
they're
rights
covered
to broadcast-
upload it
yeah.
to Twitch.
Okay.
Right.
Now the way around that is I could just pretend to lip sync it and then we're good. Right?
I would do that, but I don't know the words.
Yeah, that's true. Mike would screw it up.
Yeah.
So if you guys learned something today, I think we're going to end it here.
Yeah.
DMCA bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have one more thing to add. If you do, there
Go
are
for
sites
it.
out there like the royalty free sites, like
Oh,
we
true.
said,
Yeah.
Monster
I was
Cat,
mentioning
Monster Cat.
Pretzel Rock,
Audio Blocks.
Stream Beats, Anthony Beats, Open Mic does some. I use personally epidemicsound.com. It's $15 a month US. and they have over 30,000 songs in their database and over 60,000 songs, sound effects that you can use. And when you sign up for it, it actually asks you to link all your accounts. So like, I have my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch linked to it, and you can link a podcast to it as well. And those licenses somehow get sent to those platforms, so they know like the music you're playing, you won't get a copyright because you own the rights to whatever songs you're playing off epidemicsound.com is what it is. And there's other ones out there like that, but there's some of them they're kind of, I think they just started up when all this came down, because I found another one and it was really cheap. They were giving like a $200 for a lifetime license. But then when I looked at their database, they only had like 1,500 songs. And I'm like, well, that's not enough. And they're probably not all any good. But like Epidemic Sound has like Killroot. Like Killroot is awesome, because what they do is they get artists to post on theirs to give them rights to certain songs, and then link back to their Spotify page where you can get the rest of their songs. So they're kind of doing it like, you know, I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back kind of deal. But that's all I wanted to add in there, that there is other options out there for royalty-free, copyright-free music. Some of them
the
you
next
have to
couple
pay.
months are going to be very, very, very interesting as far as, you know, how these creators are able to utilize music, going forward. Because right now, the basic thing is don't do it right now until we figure this all out.
Yeah, don't do it unless you're using a site that's royalty-free, copyright-free. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
And if there's a way, we'll tell you.
Oh,
I'll find out.
Yeah, as soon as we find out.
Say it.
Yeah,
yeah. We're going to find this out. We're going to figure out what's going to cost us. We're going to figure out all that stuff, and then we're going to find out if it's worth it.
Yeah, we'll tell you over the song of Wonderwall.
Yeah, then then we will perform a cover song nowhere near the way the entire artists intended.
Yeah.
Why don't you do this, Mouse? Why don't you actually write a song explaining how to use it?
Done.
Yeah, done.
And then tell people to use it, and then hit them with a copyright strike to show them the system.
Do it.
I think it's brilliant.
Just be like, and that's why you don't do this.
And that's why you don't do it.
You just gave us a penny. Thank you very much.
And now you know.
So mean.
But yeah, I think that's...
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. But yeah, I guess that's where we'll end it this week. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at... What's that email again, guys?
I think it's M3.
M3 at TorontoStudios.com. I forgot again.
M3.
That's M and the number 3. I was going to say the letter 3.
Number 3, yes.
Yeah, the number 3.
Letter 3.
Even though numbers are just letters in disguise. I don't care what anyone says.
We'll put Sphinxy at the end to fix all of this stuff.
Yeah, she'll fix all this.
Sphinxy will fix it, yeah. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, peace, love, later.
Take care, all.